But in the meantime, let's look at our news focus stories. 자, 그러면 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 도널드 트럼프 미국 대통령이 최근 잇단 두 건의 총기 난사 사건의 원인 중 하나로 비디오 게임을 지목했습니다. 이에 대해 미흡한 총기 규제는 놔두고 정신질환, 비디오 게임 등의 원인을 돌리는 것이라며 미국 각계의 거센 반발이 나오고 있습니다. Let's listen to the story.
Share prices of several video game companies fell sharply recently after scathing attacks from U.S. politicians implicating video games in the recent spates of mass shootings there. President Trump said that the glorification of violence in U.S. society must stop while referring to gruesome and grisly video games. While a direct link between these remarks and the decline in game stocks has not been shown, such a drop has taken place in tandem with each past shooting spree.
네, 그렇습니다. 어떤 사회적인 원인을 보기보다는 이제 개인의 문제다라고 한 것에 대해서 많은 비판의 목소리가 나오고 있어요. Shares, prices of several video game companies fell sharply recently after scathing attacks from U.S. politicians. Let's look at that. Scathing attacks.
Indeed, and just before, I think it tripped you up, and rightfully so. That should be share prices. Share in the singular, prices in the plural. I originally started with just shares of several video game companies. I decided to add prices and forgot to modify the shares.
All right.
Let's go back to scathing. If something is scathing, that means that it is very harsh, very critical. It's a word that will often come with attacks, as in this case. There can also be scathing reviews of films or books or of policies.
Right.
And there can also just be scathing critiques as well. So it's a very harsh and critical comment on something.
People working in the food and beverage industry hate receiving scathing reviews.
Yes, and unfortunately, those are the ones that often get seen the most online.
There you go. 통렬한이라는 뜻이 있습니다. Scathing. 그래서 scathing attacks는 통렬한 공격 또는 비판이 되겠죠. 많은 이제 US politician, 미국 정치인들이 그렇게 비판을 했는데요. Implicating video games in the recent spate of mass shootings there.
Right, so that word to implicate means to show or just to claim that someone or something was involved in something wrong or even something criminal.
그렇죠. Implication. 이라는 단어가 뭐 어떤 영향이라든지 암시를 뜻하는데요. 미국의 일부 정치인들이 비디오 게임을 최근에 있었던 총기 난사 사건의 어떤 원인으로 지목했기 때문에 그런 아주 통렬한 비판들이 나와서 이제 주가가 폭락을 했다라는 내용이 되겠습니다. President Trump said that the glorification of violence in America must stop while referring to gruesome and grisly video games.
Let's look at that word glorification, but let's take it down to the root word, which is glorify. To glorify something means to praise it or to make it seem good or special, and especially when that is not the case. So we often glorify things that maybe are not good or special, but we try to make them look or sound that way.
네, glorify 그러면은요, 미화하다라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. 그래서 프레지던트 트럼프의 경우에는 이제 폭력이 미국에서는 굉장히 미화화돼 있다라고 하면서 이게 다 비디오 게임 때문이다. 비디오 게임만 없어지면은 사람들이 폭력이 안 좋다는 것을 알 텐데라는 어떤 내용이 들어있는 얘기를 했어요. While a direct link between these remarks and the decline in game stocks has not been shown, such a drop has taken place in tandem with each past shooting spree.
Let's look at that phrase, in tandem with, but before we get into it, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen, perhaps along the Han River Park, have you seen those bicycles with two people riding them?
I have.
Yeah, sure. Those are called sometimes a bicycle built for two, or they're more simply called a tandem bicycle.
Okay.
And so in this case, maybe that will help our listeners recall what this means. If one thing happens or is done in tandem with another thing, then the two things happen at the same time, much like those two people riding the tandem bicycle.
네, 나란히 또 동시에 뭔가가 일어날 때 take place in tandem with something 이라고 얘기를 할 수 있겠습니다. 물론 어떤 직접적인 원인과 결과를 우리가 뭐 얘기할 수 없습니다. 이 비디오 게임과 관련된 주가와 그다음에 최근에 있었던 총기 난사 사건이 뭐 아주 뭐 직접적으로 연관돼 있다라고 말할 수는 없지만 우연인지 아닌지는 모르겠지만 동시에 비슷한 시기에 이렇게 일어났다라는 내용이 되겠고요. 그 두 명이 타는 자전거도 마찬가지로 tandem이라고 한다는 거 기억해 주세요. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Share prices of several video game companies fell sharply recently after scathing attacks from U.S. politicians implicating video games in the recent spate of mass shootings there. President Trump said that the glorification of violence in U.S. society must stop while referring to gruesome and grisly video games. While a direct link between these remarks and the decline in game stocks has not been shown, such a drop has taken place in tandem with each past shooting spree.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 나이지리아의 라고스는 아프리카 전체에서 경제 규모 5위에 손꼽히는 도시입니다. 정치 행정 수도가 아부자라면 라고스는 경제의 중심지인데요. 이런 라고스가 세계에서 가장 교통체증이 심각한 도시로 꼽혔습니다. CNN의 보도인데요. 라고스의 교통체증 실태를 보면은 보통 일이 아닙니다. 50km가 채 안 되는 통근 거리를 차로 이동하는 데 걸리는 시간은 무려 8시간. 이건 뭐 매일 명절 고속도로 같네요. Let's listen to the story.
The Nigerian city of Lagos has recently been named one of the world's worst when it comes to traffic snarls. Traffic there is so gridlocked that a 50-kilometer commute can take as long as 8 hours, making Seoul's traffic jams pale in comparison. A round-trip journey between Seoul and Busan could theoretically be completed in a similar amount of time. Lagos's nightmare traffic brings with it incidental consequences, including, according to reports, an increasing suicide rate in the city.
와, 50km가 채 안 되는 거리, 출근 시간만 4시간, 출근, 퇴근 다 합치면은 8시간 정도가 걸린다고 합니다. 정말 이런 거야말로 교통지옥이겠죠. The Nigerian city of Lagos has recently been named one of the world's worst when it comes to traffic snarls.
Yeah, let's look at that word snarl. Now, it can have a couple of different meanings, but let's, of course, focus on this context.
Yep.
Have you ever woken up in the morning? Maybe you've gone to bed with your hair a little bit wet, or it's been very hot and you've maybe sweated throughout the night, and you wake up in the morning and your hair is just in a crazy big mess.
I was like that this morning.
Me too. Also, do you ever do any sewing? Do you have a drawer or a box full of thread and buttons and needles?
I might.
Okay, so imagine
Yeah.
how that thread gets all jumbled up into one big mess. Jumbled up like your hair in the morning. And that's what a snarl is. A snarl is a disorganized mass of things. Can be applied to hair, as we said, thread as well, and also, unfortunately, in this case, traffic snarls.
네, 뭔가가 뒤엉킨 것을 snarl이라고 하는데요. 여기서의 이제 traffic snarl이라는 것은 교통 혼잡을 뜻합니다.
And of course, just to show you how old I am, I'm thinking of my hair and thread. The best example, thank you from our writer Paul, phone charger cords or your earphone cables.
There you go. 네, 그 전선이 뒤엉키면은 정말 난감하죠. 그래서 snarl이라는 표현이 여기서 이제 교통 혼잡이라는 뜻으로 쓰였고요. Traffic there is so gridlocked.
Gridlock. Now, that's a situation when all the roads in a place are so full of vehicles that literally none of them can move. So if we think of the roads as a grid, now that's
Yep.
that's not always the case, but in a place like perhaps Manhattan, that is the case. All the roads are either parallel or perpendicular.
Yep.
So it's a grid. And if all the traffic is so snarled up that it can't move, it's locked, so gridlock.
네, 오계원 님이요. 엄청 밀리네요. 저도 아프리카 살다 왔는데 놀랍습니다. 라고 보내주셨어요. 아프리카도 물론 이제 나라에 따라서 좀 다르겠지만 이 경우에는 정말 심해도 너무 심하지 않나 싶습니다. gridlock 마찬가지로 교통 정체를 뜻합니다. 그리드가 이제 꽉 막혀 있다라는 데에서 이 표현이 나왔는데요. 쉽게 생각해서 어쨌든 교통 정체. There's the traffic there is so gridlocked that a 50-kilometer commute can take as long as 8 hours, making Seoul's traffic jams pale in comparison.
Right. Now, if one thing pales in comparison, or sometimes pales by comparison, both can be used, then it seems much less serious, or perhaps even less important, when compared with that other thing. So maybe if I think that I have a very busy schedule, but then if I hear your schedule, I might say, oh, wow, my schedule pales in comparison to your schedule.
우리말로도 좀 비슷해요. 뭐뭐 앞에서 무색해지다. 그래서 이 pale이라는 게 색깔이 이제 사라지다라는 뜻이 있거든요. 우리말도 마찬가지죠. 뭐뭐 앞에서, 누구 앞에서 무색해지다. 그러니까 서울도 교통체증이 좀 있거든요. 저도 뭐 거의 50km 운전해서 출근을 오늘 아침에 했습니다.
Took me 2 hours to go 40 the other day.
와우. 그렇지만 이제 좀 일찍 출근을 하니까 울타 선생님도 그렇고 뭐 우리 제작진 모두 다 긴 교통체증을 경험하지는 않아요. 새벽에. 근데 저도 오늘 아침에 한 40분 정도 걸렸는데 이 거리를 이렇게 긴 시간 동안 라고스에서는 출퇴근을 한다고 하니까 서울의 교통체증이 정말 무색해지네요. And Lagos's nightmare traffic brings with it incidental consequences.
Right. So, of course, we can all feel the consequence of, lost time and extra fuel being consumed. But there are other consequences that are incidental. That means happening in connection with or resulting from something else that you may not see immediately.
Right. 부수적인, 부차적인이라는 뜻이 있습니다. 교통체증 자체도 문제지만 이로 인해서 생기는 2차적인 문제들도 있다고 하는데요. 정말 심각하네요. 여기 보니까 suicide rate, 자살률이 높아지는 것도 연관성이 있다고 전문가들은 봅니다.
Yeah, the story talked about the stress, of course, of such a commute every day.
Right, absolutely. Let's listen to this story one more time.
The Nigerian city of Lagos has recently been named one of the world's worst when it comes to traffic snarls. Traffic there is so gridlocked that a 50-kilometer commute can take as long as 8 hours, making Seoul's traffic jams pale in comparison. A round-trip journey between Seoul and Busan could theoretically be completed in a similar amount of time. Lagos's nightmare traffic brings with it incidental consequences including, according to reports, an increasing suicide rate in the city.
Well, if you're driving right now, I hope you're not under too much stress. Maybe we could help you out by playing a song. But first, what's the quiz?
Well, our quiz today asks about books and libraries. When you borrow a book from a public library, you need to blank it when you are done reading it. Would that be number 1, return it, or number 2, reheat it?
네, 도서 반납을 뜻하는 표현 찾아주시면 되겠습니다. 1번, you need to return it. 2번, you need to reheat it. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 총 5분께 쿨링 스포츠 젤 보내드릴게요. 운전하시는 분들에게 다음 노래를 바칩니다. 시원한 커피가 생각나는 곡이에요. Ed Sheeran, Cold Coffee. 자, 그러면 다음 뉴스 포커스 살펴보겠습니다. 거리에서 구걸하려면 3만 원을 내고 허가증을 받아라. 세계 최고의 복지국가로 알려진 스웨덴의 한 도시가 이러한 구걸 허가제를 도입해 논란이 일고 있습니다. Let's listen to the story.
A town in Sweden has recently introduced a begging permit that requires anyone asking for money in the street to purchase a license up front. The contentious permit costs 31,000 won, and those found begging without one face fines of up to 500,000 won. Despite being introduced mere days ago, some beggars have already been attempting to circumvent matters by selling fruit. Other towns in Sweden have taken a different approach and have outlawed begging altogether in recent months.
네, 스웨덴 수도 스톡홈 서부에 있는 에스킬스투나시는요, 거의 1년간의 법정 유예 기간을 거쳐서 지난 1일 스웨덴에서 처음으로 구걸 허가제를 시행하고 있다고 합니다. 거리에서 구걸하는 사람은요, 누구라도 우리 돈으로 한 31,000원을 성금으로 주고 허가증을 받아야 구걸을 할 수 있습니다. A town in Sweden has recently introduced A begging permit that requires anyone asking for money in the street to purchase a license upfront.
Right, so let's look at that word up front, and I think you've used the perfect, or at least the only Korean word that I know for that, sunggum, and that's money that's paid or invested or just money that's dealt with ahead of time or at the beginning of some sort of process or transaction.
네, 그래서 성금이라는 뜻이 있어요. 집세를 낼 때 우리나라에서는 이제 전세, 월세, 뭐 다양한 방법들이 있는데 보증금을 내는 걸 보통 you pay the deposit up front
Yes,
이렇게 얘기를 할 수 있죠.
you paid in advance, that's right.
그리고 참고로 이 허가제는요, 허가증은 유효기간이 3개월입니다. 신청자는 신분증을 지참해서 경찰서를 방문하거나 온라인상에서 서류를 작성해서 제출하면 허가증을 받게 됩니다. Now, the contentious permit costs 31,000 won, and those found begging without one of these permits can face fines of up to 500,000 won.
Yeah, a pretty serious fine there,
Yeah.
50만 원. And the permit is being called contentious because, of course, some sides are supporting this as a good idea. Other sides are not. They're taking the other position. And that's exactly what a contentious issue is. It's one that causes a lot of disagreements or a lot of arguments.
네, 논란이 되고 있는 논쟁거리에 라는 뜻의 contentious. 동의하는 사람들도 있고요. 반대하는 사람들 역시 있습니다. 그런데 만약에 허가증 없이 구걸을 하다가 적발되면은 50만 원의 벌금은 어쨌든 물게 됩니다. Despite being introduced mere days ago, some beggars have already been attempting to circumvent matters by selling fruit.
Right, so that word circumvent. Now, if someone circumvents something, which is usually a rule or a restriction or even a law, they avoid having to obey that rule, restriction, or law, often in a clever, but maybe sometimes, I don't think in this case, but sometimes maybe in a dishonest way. So it's basically trying to get around, and that's another word for it, to get around a law or a policy.
네, 어떤 단속을 피하다라는 뜻이 여기서는 있습니다. 그래서 이 벌금을 안 내기 위해서 우리는 구걸하는 게 아니다라는 것을 어떻게 보이느냐. 일부 거린들은요. 과일, 블루베리 같은 것을 팔면서 시의 단속을 피하고 있다라고 현지 언론이 전하고 있어요.
Right, because the theory being then they're not begging, they're selling something. However, I would think that you would need a permit to sell things in public as well, but maybe
그러네요.
there's no restriction on selling fruit. Maybe that's why they chose fruit. As a matter of fact, the article said they were selling blueberries.
Right.
So maybe there's some special exemption for blueberries that you can sell them without a permit. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, other towns in Sweden have taken a different approach and have outlawed begging altogether in recent months.
Yes, indeed. When something is outlawed, that means that it is made to be illegal. So in the 1920s, in the United States of America, in a period known as the Prohibition era, the sale of alcohol was outlawed.
아하, outlaw. 동사로서 쓸 때는 불법화하다, 금하다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 사람의 경우, 명사일 때는요, 도망자라든지 범법자를 뜻하기도 합니다.
Yeah, it's, I think, more commonly used as a noun, if I'm being honest. And an outlaw is, as you say, a criminal who is hiding from the authorities.
Yes, and I remember one such criminal in England, Robin Hood,
Yes.
who was very much loved. So he was one of those outlaws
Yes.
that people respected.
Yes, that's right, because he robbed from the rich and gave to the poor.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's listen to this story one more time.
A town in Sweden has recently introduced a begging permit that requires anyone asking for money in the street to purchase a license up front. The contentious permit costs 31,000 won, and those found begging without one face fines of up to 500,000 won. Despite being introduced mere days ago, some beggars have already been attempting to circumvent matters by selling fruit. Other towns in Sweden have taken a different approach and have outlawed begging altogether in recent months.
It's time now to announce the answer to the quiz. What is it, 선생님?
Well, if you have borrowed a book from a library, when you're done reading it, you need to, number one, return it.
네, 반납을 하셔야죠. 1번입니다. Congratulations, 김소옥님, 전혜영님, 남진우님, 최윤혜님, 그리고 아이디 옥상별빛 쓰시는 분 모두 축하드립니다. 쿨링 스포츠 젤 보내드릴게요. 자, 의타 선생님, 오늘의 표현 알려주세요.
Let's go back to News Focus 2 and take a look at that phrase, pale in comparison. Now, if something pales in comparison, or as we said, it can also be said pale by comparison, that means it seems kind of less serious or less important
Right.
compared with someone else's or something else. It can be used kind of both positively or negatively. If we're talking about being busy, which might be a negative thing,
Okay.
we can say my schedule pales in comparison to yours. But also,
It doesn't.
if you're I think it might. I don't know. But if you're celebrating something also good, you could say, "Wow, I had a great day. I did this and this and this," and then you say, "Wow, well, your day pales in comparison to mine because I did this." And you can even use it for good things.
Well, I can think of several celebrities who are the same age as myself. Beyonce, Britney Spears.
Okay.
Their lives and mine are very different.
They are.
My life pales in comparison to theirs.
And that's, to be honest, that's usually the way it's used. Yes, indeed.
네, 그렇습니다. 뭐와 비교하면은 무색할 정도다, 무색하다, 뭐뭐에 비해서 못하다라고 할 때 pale in comparison to something or someone 오늘의 표현이 되겠습니다. 자, 사연 좀 더 볼게요. 남진우 님이요. 저는 5살 딸과 집 앞에 있는 시립 어린이 도서관을 자주 이용합니다. 더운 날씨도 피하고 자유로운 분위기에서 딸이 점점 책과 친해지는 모습을 보니까 굉장히 뿌듯해요. 읽고 싶은 책을 빌려 나올 때는 아빠와 딸이 단둘이 데이트하는 것 같아서 덩달아 기분이 좋아집니다. Oh, that's great. How many birds are you killing with this one stone?
Yes, indeed.
You're going on a date with your daughter, you're, reading books, getting her to enjoy books as well.
Ticking all the boxes.
There you go. 이미선 님은요, 저 요즘 너무 더워서 도서관에 매일 갑니다. 좋아하는 에세이도 읽고요. 시원함을 만끽하고 있어서 정말 행복해요. 도서관은 사랑입니다. 라고 보내주셨어요.
Yes, indeed.
맞습니다. 아, 그리고 다음 사연은 Matthews Paul Richard라는 아이디를 쓰시는 분이 보내주셨는데요. 네, 제가 알기로는 이게 Paul Matthews 선생님의 아이디입니다.
Indeed.
Good morning. I heard you were talking about books. I hope everyone... Actually, 어떤 선생님이 소개해 주시겠어요? 영어로 보내주셨는데.
Good morning. I heard you were talking about books. I hope everyone keeps reading today, and I promise to bring a fantastic book on Monday. Here's a hint. We'll be visiting 221B Baker Street. What a mystery. From Monday guest Paul.
네, 폴 마티우스 선생님 사연 감사합니다. 다음 주 월요일에 읽을 책 미리 살짝 맛보기로 알려주셨네요. 뭔지 여러분 아시겠죠? 221B Baker Street 하면은 떠오르는 인물 있습니다.
Sounds familiar.
All right. Well, have a great day today and thank you so much, 선생님.
Same to you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Coming up next, we have 영작극장 and Travel with Alex. Taking us there is Who'll Stop the Rain by CCR.